Welcome back. Good afternoon. We talked this morning that we had a few cardless birthdays, and we will have a quick set review as well. We're going to start off. Today is February 11th, 2023. We do have a few events and a few birthdays. All of these are cardless. I probably have cards of one of these folks, but we'll get to that in a minute. But probably the biggest birthday out of all these, born in 1901 on this date, was Mr. Tony Holman. And anybody that knows history about the Indianapolis Speedway knows the significance of Mr. Holman's role in the revitalization of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So just look that's your homework project for today. Look up what Tony Holman did. Born on this date in 1943, Eddie Lanier, former engine builder. Of course, I do have a couple of cards of him, but I didn't want to just have one random person that just had two or three cards, so we'll just keep this one cardless today. Born in 1943, Mr. Eddie Lanier. Born on this date, 1959, former IndyCar and F1 driver, journeyman driver, Roberto Moreno. He kind of hopped back and forth between both series over the years. Born on this date, former journeyman ARCA driver, born on this date in 1966, former ARCA journeyman driver Buster Graham. Buster didn't have much success in the ARCA series, but look up on YouTube, look up the Buster Graham ARCA crash at Pocono, one of the most unique accidents you will ever see. And then our final couple of birthdays today, born on this date in 1975, former NASCAR Cup Series Rookie of the Year, Andy Lally. And I didn't get a date down, but I know it was sometime in the 1930s, maybe 40s at the latest. Former NASCAR Cup Series co-owner and Hollywood star Mr. Burt Reynolds. Few events that happened today. 1971, David Pearson wins the second Daytona Twin Qualifier. The significance of this event, it was the last time prior to 2017 that points would be offered in the qualifying races. Now, the points that are offered in the qualifying races today, of course, only cover positions 1 through 10 in the qualifying race, much like you were winning a stage or finishing a stage. The significance of the 71 race is it was a points-paying race. It counted on the calendar. 1979, on this date, Buddy Baker wins the first Busch Clash. We all know the history of that event. In 1993, and I can remember this one really well, I was a junior in high school listening to this race on the radio in my accounting class, on my little earbuds, headphones, whatever you want to call it. Jeff Gordon wins the first Twin 125 qualifying race, and only his second unofficial Cup start of his career. Of course, he started that race in Atlanta with the Petty and Koicke and Elliott and the whole shebang with all the pomp and circumstance going on there. But the 1993 qualifying race at Daytona was his second time ever racing a Cup car, but it didn't count as a start. So anyway, today's set review, ironically, Jeff is on the top of this set, but we'll pull it out of our little, and it's just a 10-card set. I looked through my list. I didn't see it done, but the 98 Maxx Past Champions, the 10th anniversary Past Champions set. Of course, it has the vintage Winston Cup championship cutout there. Of course, Jeff Gordon being the first card. We'll flip all these over so you can get a look at these drivers' stats. This is one of my favorite sets. Some of these cards would be so cool to get signed there. You see Terry Labonte. I like the fact that it has the champion and one of the cars that they won a title with. I think it would have been cool here, maybe if with Terry, if they would have put like that picture there, but had his Piedmont car, because he did win championships in two different cars. Of course, Dale Earnhardt could have done the same thing here. Maybe put the old picture, Dale, with the more recent. And of course, he's got titles just glowing all over the place there. Alan Koicke, his only Cup title came in 1992. Then you have Rusty Wallace, his only title being in 1989, or maybe have a current picture here and their championship picture there, especially if they were just had one championship. Like, fans don't associate that car being Rusty's title car, or at least I wouldn't think they do. Same with Bill Elliott, 1988 Cup Series champ. So we got DW, who was the 81, 82, and 85 champ. Bobby Allison, now they're getting a little bit out of the woods here, But this car was nowhere near Bobby's championship year. This car he ran in the mid-70s. Of course, Bobby's title came in 1983, nearly 10 years later. But that's one of the most iconic cars. I think that's probably one of Bobby's personal favorites, too, the old Coca-Cola Matador, AMC Matador. Yeah, we can go with this. This is nicely done. I like this. A fairly modern picture of Richard Petty in the Superbird. And there you see his 7 Cup championships. I'll zoom in case folks don't know, but 64, 67, 71, 72, 74, 75, and 79. So kind of spread out there. And our final one, Cale Yarbrough, 76, 77, and 78. Good, I didn't show you the backs of the cards, so we'll kind of rapid fire through these so you guys can hit pause if you want to see their statistics and show you the nice pictures that they put on the back. I think it's horrible that they did not even bother getting the stats, because Cale would have had stats in all those years. So would Richard. I mean, that's just laziness there. That was just laziness on Maxx's part that, oh, we didn't bother getting their stats for the last however many years of their career. Of course, most of these drivers were active, so they were easier to look up. But in 1998, it would have literally taken you 30 minutes to found a book and looked it up. Especially if you have access to all this information. So a lot of cool pictures. Champions Past 1998 Maxx 10th Anniversary set. One of my favorite little insert sets, just because of the way that it's laid out on the trophies. Has the nice photos front and back, and does have an attempt at some stat lines on the back. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Not sure what we got planned tomorrow. We'll get that figured out when we get there. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.